Hello, all. Welcome to 2822 Sports Tonight here on the 2822 Now app. As always, 8 to 9 here on the app, Monday through Thursday. Ricky Turner back after a lovely day off. Talk to us, Ricky. How's the law enforcement doing?
Doing well.
Doing well?
Yeah.
Case went fine?
Yeah, case went fine. Neurology appointment went well. Everything was... everything.
That's right. That's right. The case with the doctor's office.
Yes. Neurology appointment went fine. Law enforcement went fine. It was a productive afternoon.
Good. I'm glad. That's the most important thing, right?
Long day, obviously.
Well, the nice part is the bill isn't as expensive as we were anticipating, which is nice.
Yeah, no.
Save a few bucks.
Did save a few bucks. But yeah, we're rolling now. We're rolling. We're back in business.
Now, I know we've kind of changed the system a little. Your parents are watching, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, they're watching.
Are they probably trying to punch their screen because the dumb side co-host is asking about your Wednesday off from employment?
No, I think they're fine.
We're all good now.
Yeah,
That's what matters.
We're all good now.
We're all good. Most of us. Hopefully the cycle stops after my side, my number 2 attempt. Do I be honest about that? I mean, we haven't been able to talk about this since Tuesday night.
Yeah, no. I mean,
or do we think there's law enforcement maybe watching and they're gonna come after me now?
Well, again, we don't know if that was even.
We don't know who the heck it was.
We don't know if that was law enforcement. What department it was.
I was onto, and the reason I'm going to bring this up is because I already spoke with multiple management people about this in the building, so they are aware of this happening, and they are not mad with me. They are just as perplexed as I am.
Everyone is.
Everyone seems to be confused by the tomfoolery that happened.
What was it, Tuesday night?
Tuesday night. Yes, because, well, first off, it was because I'm glad I was redeemed by what happened Tuesday night on my way to the basketball game by filming a game-winning buzzer beater 3. So it worked out very well. But on my way to that Dunmore Old Forge game Tuesday night, I get pulled over in a WBRE car by an officer. The only reason I know it's an officer is because they had blue and red lights flashing.
Do they have it on top of the car, or is it just like a thing like the front?
In the monitor and on top.
Okay.
But an unmarked car.
Got it.
So no, it was around the exit 175 on 81, which we're all familiar with, Pittston. So there's no Pittston City Police Department, no DuPont, Avoca. I don't know. Does Avoca have its own police department as well? I feel like there's a million boroughs, townships, towns, and as a foreigner, I'm never going to figure this out.
I think they do.
Maybe. Besides the point.
Duryea does.
I was coasting in the passing lane. Mind you, coasting. Speed limit's 55. I was going, I think, 58, 57, 58?
Yeah, you told me
that's what I told you.
Yeah,
I mean, I wasn't going egregiously like 25 miles per hour in the left lane where you could sprint past me and go faster. So that's what I got pulled over for. But I didn't get... The officer takes my ID, takes my registration. I'm following protocol. Mind you, he doesn't realize like I'm in a work car until I mention it a second time.
That's what got me.
You've got 20,000 light bulbs flashing off your car, but you can't see a big-ass Eyewitness News logo in the back. That's what confuses me. And on top of that, he comes back, lets me know, hey, I assume if you're going the speed limit in the left lane, which I Googled it afterwards, you can get pulled over for that. I apologize for breaking the law. I didn't realize driving safely is also driving recklessly. That's on me. But he is essentially telling me you could have been on your phone, just not focus on the road, and that's why you're going so slow. I wasn't on my phone. In fact, my phone was plugged into the GPS on the car going to Dunmore High School. How have I not figured out how to go to Dunmore High School at this point? I don't know. That's besides the point. Geography is not my thing. Directions I struggle with. But then he's telling me I wanted to get off at the nearest exit and I had to go around you to the right, and that's out of my convenience. What are we doing? Genuinely, what are we doing? I'm sorry you had to go around me into the right lane. I am sorry. So then we finish up our conversation. He says, you will have a citation in the mail in the next 10 days or so. hands me back my ID registration. I have no idea who the hell this officer is. I don't know what town he is from. And I've been pulled over before for speeding. I wasn't even egregiously speeding. You know this. I was going 12 over the limit. It was 11:30 at night. I was finishing a 3-hour drive. I just wanted to get home. But it was the end of the month, and the cops got to do what they got to do. They got a job. They're trying to fulfill that. I understand. But man, nothing from this guy. I have zero idea who he was. No marked car, anything. I think he was just trying to play with me. I think he's just trying to get in my head, which it's working because it's been 2 days now and I'm still talking about it. But after this, and you know what? I left my apartment today. You know what the first thing I did was? I checked my mailbox. And I've got to go out of my way to check my mailbox because I park in the back of my place. My mailbox is in the front. I never go out the front door, but I said, I want that damn citation. It wasn't there.
Yeah, you wanted to get that over with.
Absolutely. Because God forbid, if I'm late to pay a citation, we're going to be leading the 11 wanted sports anchor, and there's going to be a live shot of me sitting in here, and they're going to find me. On the search for a local sports anchor, and there's going to be a GoPro camera in the corner of my sports corner. And it's going to find me. So, what are we doing? Genuinely, what do I had to get that off my chest. It's been a busy week. That happened, and I'm confused on many levels. And I know you couldn't believe it when I called you. You were my first call, Ricky.
Yeah, no, I was just confused because like one of the reasons I was confused was obviously the reason he pulled you over. I thought typically those are the types you get at the end of the month. You're just looking to meet your quote, and you're like, I got to pull over someone. Or you're just having a flat out bad day, and you're like, okay.
Might have been worse than a bad day for this guy. The tone I was getting.
And also, yeah. And then also, the second thing is typically when they pull you over, they give you some kind of, ticket. Well, what the fine is, what the problem is, and you obviously have to go on there and either pay the ticket, plead guilty, plead not guilty, go from there. But what got me is he didn't give you that. He just said a citation will be in the mail in 7. So, I mean, I'm
a criminal.
Yeah,
I'm just a criminal. I'm a flat out criminal.
We're still in the 7 to 10 day period, so obviously, we're still waiting to see on that, but. Yeah, I mean, it's just weird. Certainly.
What a relationship I have with the police, law enforcement. I'm really trying to improve that relationship, and I understand there are some folks out there that, I haven't had the best, the state trooper was very respectful when he pulled me over a few months ago for my speeding, which I'm okay with that. And,
yeah,
I'll go out to games, and I told you, the cop will stand next to me, it'll be a crowded gym or something, and I've got protection right next to me so that if everyone's like, oh, get that cameraman out of there, I'd be like, no. What?
You said you want to flick it when he's next.
Man, just I don't know. I got the police officer right there. You see a camera guy on the other side of the court give a little mug shrug. What's up? Got that security? Other folks don't. You know who I'm talking about, Ricky.
Yeah. They don't got that security.
It's dangerous out here.
Yeah.
It can get rowdy. It can get rowdy at basketball games.
It can. It looked rowdy at that one.
It ended up being very rowdy. What a scene. What a scene at Dunmore and Old Forge. To the swings of momentum in the second half. This was a tied game at the break. And for Dunmore to take a 6-point lead, I believe it was 48-42, late in the third quarter. For Old Forge to respond going into the fourth quarter, take a 7-point lead. Dunmore climb its way back in that game. And then, you saw it. You watched, obviously, the game-winning play. You got 2.1 on the clock. And are you trying to find?
No, I think
You found the highlight?
Yeah.
Okay. That's on me. I should have put. You got it?
Yeah. No,
I can't see any of this on this monitor right here or anything, so I don't know what's playing or what's not. All right, we've got it. Oh, that's the Sports Center one too.
Yeah.
Is that our good friend Tony may have put that yesterday? He was invested in putting together this content.
Got it. Yeah, no, I saw his thing on Facebook as well, the long montage of the video.
Yes, he likes putting together all of our raw footage, we call it, the footage that doesn't make
Yeah,
air.
it was like a 5. Like, why is this 5 minutes?
He aired the whole game on
It was-
YouTube.
it was
The whole
your-
game on
It was
YouTube.
your highlight. You like enunciating the highlights, telling what happened. Then I think this shot, and then it was the raw highlights at the throughout the end of the game.
And then my interview at the end,
And
which,
then the okay, yeah.
which
then
I'm
the
like,
interviews.
trying to think of what I'm asking this kid. Braden Canavan is the kid. I shouldn't refer to him as the kid. He's the hero in this game. But yeah, I mean, Old Forge, I thought they would get a shot off. Obviously, they don't. And to steal it and then proceed to just one dribble, shuck it up from half court on your home floor, pretty remarkable. And obviously, I submitted it to the #1 play on SportsCenter, and pretty cool to see our local owned talent taking the top play of the night in the nation. And I mean, if you look at Twitter, you look at that hashtag, people are filing submissions all night long. There are hundreds and hundreds of people that are trying to get their plays on SportsCenter, and aside from that, they're 14-1.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a team that they shoot threes.
Yeah, you said they run a small lineup. I know you said they run like 4 or 5. They run 4 or 5 out, and they just
Yeah, they don't have a big,
Yeah.
and for Old Forge, Logan Fanning, they're 6'6" dude.
Yeah, we've talked about him several times. It's a matchup, tough matchup, and he was a tough matchup because you said Riverside had trouble. They would just Old Forge would just dump it down to him, and
The double would come, but he's got that height advantage. And in this game, it was very similar. They were just trying to get him the ball, Old Forge. I think he ended up going for 20 in this game, but ultimately the Bucks, I mean, they live or die by the three-point game. And there's some audio on there.
Yeah.
I liked it too. The guys that were on it was Phil Murphy and Trevor Scales, I believe, anchoring the late night Sports Center. I was bummed because in the morning Gary Streisky and Randy Scott weren't on, and I would have loved to hear their call for this because I love those two in the Sports Center AMs. There was a couple different anchors, but yeah. What a momentum shifter. How about school the next day for him? I was joking around. I wonder if he had a class, maybe his next class was right next door. Take the long way. Run into 20 people.
I mean, that's all. Yeah, that's all people are going to be talking about the next day. I mean, yeah, you just hit the game-winning shot, not only against one of the top teams in the Lackawanna Division II league. You're on Sports Center the next day.
Hell yeah.
But it's weird. It's still weird because Old Forge plays, I think, a Division II schedule, but they're a Division I team.
Yeah. Well, I like this team a lot.
I
You
know-
know this.
I know you are a big fan of Blue Devils.
I'm a big fan of Old Forge and what JJ Thomas does over there. He's a great guy. We always have a good connection back and forth.
He's always animated.
He is. He's
ready to go.
emotional. He loves winning games, and that's very visible whatever night it is. And they've got all the talent in the world.
They do.
Cameron Parker, the kid's a stud. He's maybe my height.
Didn't he hit the go-ahead 3 to tie the?
No, that was Ryan DeMarco, one of their
what
other
okay.
guards. But Parker actually, I'll have to show you the video. He rolled his ankle really badly with 2 minutes to go. You could watch the twist, and he was down on the floor for a while, but he subs right in maybe 30 seconds later, and he had some clutch shots down the stretch, but they can't finish games. They had a 6-point lead against Riverside in the fourth quarter. They had a 7-point lead over Dunmore in the fourth quarter. You got to finish games. You got to play a full 32. And that's what's going to be the difference, not only now, but also mid-February. And if you can get to playing March basketball as well, you got to play a full game.
Yeah, and they're gonna. I mean, I think they're gonna see these two teams again, which
They Old Forge ends the season with Dunmore in Old Forge. Riverside goes to Old Forge end of the month. I believe it's next Thursday, a week from today.
oof.
So
I mean, yeah, obviously
they went on the road. They competed both times on the road with a pair of 14-1 teams. Now both of those programs have to go to their place and try to beat
Which is
Old
no
Fort.
easy.
The Devil's Den.
Yeah, it's a big.
I like that spot. I haven't been yet.
It's a very big gym.
I got to get there
Lot of
this
room.
year. I went last year to, I believe I did a live shot with Coach Thomas, and it was one other coach, I believe, the Valley View coach.
I think I do.
I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name right now. My apologies. But awesome atmosphere there. They'll pack the gym. I was talking to Dunmore people after this game, and they were like, yeah, next Thursday when Riverside comes to town, it's gonna be another sold out game. I got there.
You're gonna have to get there.
Well, I got there at 7:20 the other night, and it was sold out, and the door was locked. And some guy's banging on the door, and he's like, I'm the bus driver. I just want to come watch the game for a little bit. And they come in, and I'm like, the school officer eventually came over, and I'm like holding up my camera and microphone, and I'm like, hey, I'm also here for WBRE. Some poor kid was also standing there, and they let me in the bus driver. And the kid, he was just like, I want to watch a few little bit. He's like, sorry, we're sold out. Poor kid had to stand outside. But
standing room only.
seriously, I mean, it was a packed gym, and I'm glad I stayed the whole time. Oh my God,
Yes.
it's important to stay for these games for four quarters because you never know what madness you're going to get at the very end.
It is that that bad karma from earlier in the night canceled out.
Exactly,
That
yeah.
Good karma.
Exactly. I hope he was watching. I hope he was watching my sportscast that night to know, what? You didn't stop me. You didn't stop my drive to get good local content for our show. You made me almost not get in because the doors were locked, but that's all right. I forgive you. It worked out.
Everything worked out. Got a really good game. From Old Forge's point of view on that play, you're tied. So I didn't love the half court pass. I know what they were trying to do. The guy's 6'6", but you look at the replay, there's 3 or 4 people around.
Yeah, you brought that up, and I understand. Again, he's 6'6", and you throw it up. I would have loved.
Worst case
They've
scenario,
got
just go to
shooters.
Yeah.
One of your guards catches the ball. 2.1 seconds on a high school court's enough where you can take 2 or 3 dribbles and get a shot off at half court.
Near half
You
court.
missed, you get an extra 4 on the clock. And you
Yeah, and you just battled with them all night long. It's not like this was some fluke. I mean, you battled with the best teams in the area all night long. You look at the 3 best teams right now in the Lackawanna League, at least in Division II. It's Riverside, it's Dunmore, it's Old Forge. They're probably 3 of the most consistent teams, knowing what you're going to get on a night-to-night basis. And, as you said, you want to see this team finish games because they've proven, like, through 3.5 quarters, they could hang with anyone. They could go out there. This is certainly going to be a team in February and March where we're watching. They're going to be certainly one of the teams that we have on our list that could certainly make a run, especially since based on the fact that they play a Division II schedule, but they're a Division I team, and obviously there is a talent disparity in Division II and Division I because I think right now the second you're in the Division I. I think you're the second best team is probably Elk Lake at this moment. Susquehanna, I believe, is up there as well, but. Yeah, this is going to be a fun schedule down the stretch. It's particularly with these 3 teams, with Old Forge, Riverside, and Dunmore all having to play each other one more time. And I know you're excited because you just like going out there and you just like seeing some good hoops on a night-to-night basis.
All I asked for is just some good basketball. And Valley View is no joke either.
Yeah,
I know they haven't. They've had a couple tough losses. Their biggest games against Prep and Abington Heights, they haven't been able to win, but that's another team that I think is very solid. It's just getting over that hump beating. An Abington Heights team that's a bigger school. They're in a bigger class. Scranton Prep's always going to be good, and they look very good again this season.
Doherty.
He's a bucket. That kid's a stud.
Balling out.
Yeah, the Lackawanna League's really good.
Yeah, I mean, Nico just hit 1,000 last week as well.
As a sophomore. I don't think that's,
Thousands.
When was the last time a guy hit 1,000 as a sophomore?
I forget. Someone asked that question, I think, under the time, because Joby Fawcett's got all the stats near him. Scott Walsh is your buddy.
That's my buddy, Scott Walsh. Nah, Scott Walsh sees
get a
me at another
restraining
game.
order.
Yeah, I was going to say, Scott Walsh might have been sending that officer after me to make sure I didn't get to the game, and I didn't. Actually, he wasn't there. I was shocked. I think it was Joby that was there the other day.
Okay.
Yeah. They obviously had someone at that game, but yeah, I think if Scott Walsh sees me at another game, he might confront me. He might fight me.
He's already said he's going to get a restraining order.
I crept up behind him because When you go to the Riverside games, it's so packed and just compact in that gym.
It's a smaller gym.
My goal is always climb underneath the bleachers because I want to get to the other side, but I don't want to have to like crawl over the benches. So I go underneath the bleachers, and they've got the score table right in the middle of the two bleachers, and they have the chairs where the newspaper writers will sit. And I saw Scott, and I was like, Scott, what's up? And he goes, leave me alone.
Go to the baseline.
Leave me alone.
Go to the baseline.
Stop following me. He gave me, I don't think I told you this either. He texted me, by the way, wonderful guy.
Yeah, no.
Does a fantastic job.
You know,
We just-
ins and outs.
We just have that mind. We have a connected mind, I think, Scott and I. We have an eye for basketball talent. Thursday, January 15th at 7:24. Followed me again. Out of nowhere. So, stop following me. All explanation points, laughing emojis. It's unreal. You can't make this stuff up. What a guy he is, though. Love Scott Walsh. We got to have him on for basketball. We had him on in football season. We got to have this guy in for basketball. He'll be like, why the hell do you need me on? You see the exact stuff I see, so there's no reason for me to talk about it. All right, let's get a break in here on 28-22 Sports Night. I want to get in some baseball talk.
That's right. A lot of news in the NL East.
Ooh, Dodgers, watch out.
The Mets woke up.
Dodgers, they woke up. That alarm been on. That alarm been on for a couple
3
days.
big additions within the last, 2 weeks?
Yeah. So, and at the end of the show, let's do some picks, shall we?
Yep, we're going.
We still got football going on.
Still do.
Big weekend. All right.
Snow,
We'll be right back.
Snow and everything.
Snow and everything. We'll be right back. Returning here on 28-22 Sports Night. Just talking basketball, Ricky. I could we could do it for 3 hours. I genuinely could go through every single team in this area and just talk about them. Last night I saw some great college hoops with Wilkes and Scranton. Now,
yes.
Sometimes the lights get a little too bright. You see a fat number next to your name, and I said it on the air last night. When you are ranked and you're getting the recognition that the men's Scranton team was getting at 14-1, you're going to get the best out of every team every night. They're going to see that, and they're going to want to pull the upset. And that's exactly what Wilkes did. And I got there at halftime of the game because it was a 6 p.m. tip. They were already down 15. And I was thinking, I haven't seen the Scranton team, but I was like, all right, a comeback is capable enough. But it just got ugly. Yeah, Wilkes on the other hand, they're a very good team. I think they only lost. Someone sending emails.
Yeah, we're on the email tab. I
was it another reply all incident, or are we good?
I'm not looking.
Who's going to the winter party now?
Yeah, I only had that open because I had to get the video.
Let's the 2-part. We don't need the WBRE news.
No, we don't. Don't need that email thread.
Just send it to Ricky. File Ricky's.
Just literally send it to me at this point. I'll just because some people
Ricky will approve.
Some people
your
don't know
RSVP.
How to just reply to one singular person and not the whole staff.
But anyways, Wilkes is they're big. Lucas Lesko, double machine. He was hurt for a good majority of the season. Came back at the start of the new year. They've looked like a completely different team ever since he came back. So there, that landmark conference, we might see Wilkes and Scranton. We're going to go see them again at Scranton, but we could also see them in postseason play. And then the Lady Royals. I mean, there's nothing more to say about them.
I don't think they need it. I mean,
12 different scores last night. I was telling our news anchor Candace, they are so fun to watch because, and you're a basketball savant as well, so you can understand how fun this type of ball is to watch, but they don't dribble it. It's pass. The defense eventually gets tired, and you're open for three, and you hit it.
Yeah, that's.
It's beautiful basketball to watch.
Dribble. You're not moving anyone. You're moving one person with dribbling. With passing, You've got eyes. You've got
Moving without the ball.
Yeah, moving without it creates a whole other dimension than just dribbling the basketball. Dribbling, you're not really moving a defense. Passing the ball, pushing the pace, driving, kick, getting defenses in rotation. That's going to move people. That's going to cause miscommunications. That's going to cause some frustration on the defensive end. And the University of Scranton, I mean, it's not only affected D3 teams, it's affected D1 teams as well. The
seriously.
University of Pittsburgh. I mean, this team, what have they not
16
lost?
16-0 now,
Yeah,
yeah.
they haven't lost the game. They're still trying to get open. They're still trying to get over that. What is it? The Final Four hump that they've been stuck on.
I don't think Elite Eight. They
Elite
keep
Eight.
losing it.
Yes, I knew it was.
That's the
Elite
hump
Eight
they
or
want to
Final
get
Four.
over.
But
And the team they'll have to go through is the one that's the only team in the country ranked above them in New York University, who's just a powerhouse at that level. It was brought to my attention last night that I was talking about that type of basketball style and play and offense. I must look psychotic trying to film it.
a lot. Well,
Camera's
it's
just
harder
mo-
on. It's
camera's
harder on-
moving nonstop. I'm getting my shoulder work in here.
When filming them, you got to keep your shots a little bit wider.
That's what I'm saying is that ball moves quick and I'm trying to keep up with it. And then eventually I'll try to go for, but nope, they decide to shoot the ball this time.
Yep.
But fun to watch. 80-28 final. Bad. They didn't score the first 2 minutes of the game. And I turned to a couple guys there that were in Wilkes merch and I go, you guys are hanging around with the number 2 team in the country. And he goes, not for long. It was a 17-point deficit after the first. They had a hell of a win for the men, though.
They did. No,
The team split, so that's what
win by-
matters.
Yeah, you win by 30. Beat the 21st ranked team in the country. I mean, anytime you do that, that's, as you said, anytime you get that big number by your name in this area and you're going up against an opponent. Wilkes is no slouch. They're 10-6 on the year, 5-4 in conference play, 7-1 at home.
Good. It's impressive.
So, I mean, anytime you get a team like that that's good at home, shoots the ball well.
What I love, too, is the students that come out and talking with one of the Wilkes players after the game. He was like, the baseball team is at every single home game. They are loud. They are rowdy. A kid checks out for Scranton. They're yelling at him. He's trying to get some water. Yeah, drink that water. Good boy. All that type of stuff. I love it. I love that the energy that we see at high school games every single night still translates to the Division III level with hoops.
Yeah,
Where it's a small gym and you can be loud.
Yeah, and obviously Division III colleges, most of these players are probably from the same area too. I mean, most of these players probably know each other.
Yeah.
A lot of local emphasis on local recruiting. And the athletic departments, they're not these big Division I athletic departments. It's among all these teams, it's probably a pretty tight knit community, and they're probably feel obligated to go out and support one another, especially when you're facing a big time opponent at home, a ranked opponent that you might know some of those kids.
Yeah, you're gonna know some of the kids on the team.
Exactly. So
Talk your crap.
it's shout out to them, and they got Moravian Academy going back.
Who they
at
lost
home.
to by
did.
6, I think, earlier this season. High scoring game, very high scoring game. I think it was back in November, early December.
Lost by 2.
2.
Yes. 93, high score, 93-91.
So, yeah, Wilkes trending in the right direction. Scranton, I think, they're still a very, very good team.
Oh, yeah,
I haven't had a chance to see them too often. Some of the Wilkes kids I was more familiar with. They returned a lot of guys from last year, but this should be competitive down the stretch as we get to postseason time.
They've got Goucher College.
Goucher, what are they?
Goucher.
What's that mascot?
Looks like a gopher.
The Goucher Gopher.
That would make sense.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense. That should be one of our episodes one day.
College fans.
Just throw a 200 schools on the screen and let's pick what mascot they are.
Do one of those. I forget what they're called. You type it in, whatever the mascot is.
The
You only get
St.
a
Peter's Peacocks.
That's right. My friend from high school went there for soccer.
Was he there during
Yes,
the
he
run?
Was yes, he was there. For
That had
the
to be
run.
awesome on
Yeah,
campus.
because he went there. That's one of the schools he committed to, and then he ultimately went back to Penn State Harrisburg. But ultimately,
Homegrown boy.
yeah, ultimately went to St. Peter's and was there for during their little bit of that run they had.
Okay.
Said it was a wild time.
I bet.
Such an obscure school to go on a run to. Certainly one of the more
St. Peter's?
Yeah, certainly
Yeah,
one of the more obscure teams to go on a run in recent memory.
I mean, that's the fun thing about the one and done tournament. And I understand football is also the same way. But football, I mean, we saw plain and simple with James Madison and Tulane in the first round. You don't have a chance.
No.
You don't have a chance. Basketball,
It's a whole different.
you can start hitting threes and you just get hot.
Teams
Not
get
only
hot.
for a game, but for multiple rounds.
Yeah, teams get hot, teams go cold, and again, it's all about matchups,
Mm-hmm.
pace, defense play style, defense. Free throw shooting is always one of my big indicators, but yeah, March Madness, that's truly a time. Anything I know this one, I think this March Madness was less predictable than more predictable than years past, but hopefully you never know. Each year is a different story, and there's a lot of talent this year.
There is. I don't know if I like you putting free throws matter in the NCAA tournament because a certain program in upstate New York can't hit free throws.
That's always
They lost
near
by
the
2
top
last
of my
night.
list because you get to that. The double bonus only matters if you can hit free throws, and if you get fouled and you can't hit free throws, then it becomes a liability.
Hack a Shack.
Especially if you have
Hack a
a
Cuse.
if you have a
Hack a
center
William
out there.
Kyle.
That's right. If you have a center out there that can't shoot, well, you're taking your chances in the 2 minute.
I agree.
2 minute. You're just fouling the big guy. Whoop.
I completely agree.
Make him at 1.
There's what was I gonna say? I drew a blank. I was gonna say something about the NCAA tournament, but it slipped my mind. We're a while away from that.
Yeah, we still
have
got
plenty of time
over
to
a
talk about
month.
that.
Month and a half.
It's a month and a half away.
What? Spring training? Or not spring training?
Well, but I guess that's what, a month away? Now it starts in early February.
Does. Yeah, pitchers and
I got some
catchers,
new
I think
talent that I'm going to be scouting out with
That's
the New
right.
York Mets.
Yeah.
David Stearns set his alarm clock a little too late, pressed that snooze button too many times. The Mets are cooking.
Mets are cooking.
Can't wait for them to finish second in the MLB.
You said that about the team last year.
What the Mets have done the last couple of days, and I was talking with one of our fellow co-anchors here who's a massive Mets fan that we've had on the show. And after they traded for Freddie Peralta last night, we're texting back and forth. And mind you, he has family in from the West Coast and has the week off.
That's where he's been.
But he's proceeding to send me pictures of his screen of SNY watching the Mets lineup instead of spending time with his family that flew 5 hours across the country. Gotta love Mark Hiller. We're talking about how I'm going to put the news in my 11 o'clock sports tonight. And he goes, yeah, you will. The night is not complete until you hurt Phillies Nation. LOL. Now, now Phillies Nation completes what? 70? Good amount of Phillies fans in this area. And I never want to hurt you guys. I'm telling the news. The Phillies didn't make any massive moves yesterday. I wanted to talk a little baseball. It happened. I talked Cody Bellinger at 6 o'clock. Trying to make the Yankees fans happy. We're going to talk Phillies plenty. But the Mets trade for Peralta, who's coming off his best season as a starter.
Yeah, he was a real,
NL wins leader last year.
He was
17 wins. His best career, his best season in his career. And they also they gave up Jet Williams.
Yeah, I was gonna say because in our deal that took place a couple days ago, they didn't really give up any big names, but this one ultimately
him and Sproat, who played some good time with the Mets last year.
Mets.
But you keep McLean, you keep Tong, so your top two pitching prospects that showed promise last year, they're hanging around. You also, in return, get a guy in Tobias Myers.
I was going to say Tobias
who's a back-end starter. He can come out of the bullpen. And in that NL wildcard round, the Mets couldn't touch him when they played in Milwaukee. That series where Pete hit the go-ahead home run. They could not touch Myers.
Probably saw that and they're like, hey, can we throw in a...
Yeah, I'm serious. And the funny thing is, I think I saw Peralta started that game 3 against the Mets. Myers came in relief. Devin Williams gave up the home run. All 3 of those guys are New York Mets now. And now Pete Alonso is in Baltimore. So they said, we like what you're doing. Let's steal all your pitchers. But on top of that, like you said, Luis Robert Jr., they add him. Bo Bichette introduced yesterday. He had that clutch home run in Game 7 of the World Series to start the scoring for Toronto. And
You said you're going to be watching that really.
Oh my God, I'm on repeat. Once baseball season gets started, I want to watch the MLB cam where it's in the outfield, no announcers, just the pure sound and noise from the crowd as he's rounding the bases. No zoom ins or anything. Yeah. I want the full picture. I want the full granddaddy of them all. But the lineup is really filling out nicely. I'll show you the picture that Mark Hiller sent me. SNY proposed this lineup of Lindor, Juan Soto, Bo Bichette, Jorge Polanco, the switch hitting first baseman.
Oh, yeah, the older guy.
Had a good season with Seattle. Remember we were watching that 18-inning game here? That was awesome. That was an awesome, great time. We all wanted to go home so badly. Who was going to kill us? Connor was going to kill us because he had an hour drive home, and we're sitting here at 2 a.m. watching a 19-inning thriller on the big TV. Marcus Semien at second base. Beatty at DH, Luis Robert Alvarez, Carson Bench. So the bottom of the lineup needs a little work. But if you talked to me 2 weeks ago, I was not very optimistic. And I don't think Mets fans had an opportunity or, they shouldn't have been optimistic in how the offseason is going. You lose your longtime Met and Alonso. You lose Diaz, the best closer who goes out west to LA. You trade away Brendan Nimmo for Semien. And people were like, again, another longtime Met. Maybe it was beneficial, but you see the name Brandon Nimmo, and that's printed with New York Mets. So for them to really get active in the last few days and sign some notable names in Bichette and Robert Jr., who has promise. He has. It's been a couple years. When you're with the White Sox, numbers aren't going to look great.
I feel his name's been out there for a while, like the last,
as a trade. As a trade option.
Pittsburgh was always in there, but ultimately never.
They were in conversations with Schwarber early in the winter.
Yep, and they paid. Then Philadelphia paid them a big chunk of money.
They did. Again, the Phillies are Phillies fans. Not trying to tick you off, but it's going to be the same lineup.
Not according to Rob Thompson. Rob Thompson has said we went out and got 3 new relievers. One of them being a former Pittsburgh
Cool, so they can
Pirate.
come in when they're down 10-2 already?
Adolis Garcia, they brought him in.
What is he, 42?
No, I think he's like 30.
Didn't he take steroids? Was he suspended for 80 games recently for steroids?
Some Garcia was. I don't know if it was him.
He was the Rangers guy, right?
Yes.
He came from Texas? I'm pretty sure. I'm like 95% positive he took PEDs.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Phillies
fans can be like, I don't give a damn. Hit a home run for me and I'm happy.
He was not. You might be confusing him with other athletes. There was it started as a routine. Hold on.
He started PEDs as a routine?
No.
Shoot, there's the alarm clock. Let me inject myself.
MLB on fax. I don't. Adolis Garcia's receipt. No. I think this is some.
I'm thinking of another guy.
This is some faux account.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe I got fooled. Maybe I got centelled, as they call it.
Yeah, MLB on fax. I don't think it's reliable.
Don't listen to me.
Yeah.
Garcia, I like the guy. He's an energy guy in the clubhouse.
Well, there was a running joke throughout the last couple of years. The Phillies had too many white guys. They needed some of that Dominican energy.
Of course, and that's a big thing in baseball, and we're going to see a lot of that in the World Baseball Classic. That's in a few weeks, I think.
Yeah, Aaron Nola's pitching for the Italian. Not sure how many people are happy about that because his arm got worn down.
What does that lineup look like? And
the Italian team that I do not know.
Italian. WBC.
Yeah, Phillies fans can't be happy because you look at the Mets. The Mets did tear some things down, but they've also rebuilt some of that because now you look at their starting rotation. Well, I still think there are some holes, but you look at it, Nolan McLean, end of the year off great. Sean Manaea, you're hoping that still continues to carry over, especially for an older guy. Clay Holmes is up and down.
I just want to see a nice ghost fork ball this season. That doesn't result in blowing out your knee.
Oh, well, there's Kodai Senga, your guy, who's been up and down as well. And then David Peterson, as well. When you look at what the Mets did last year,
DP.
they ranked 27th in rotation ERA through the end of last season, or from June 12th through the end of last season. But Peralta comes in, the wins leader. I'm not sure if you put him on that same level as Skeens. Schemes, Matasaki, but I think he's in that next tier of pitchers. And the Phillies also lose. You look at the Phillies; they lose one of their top guys, Ranger Suarez, going to Boston. So you're looking at you're trotting out Wheeler, Christopher Sanchez. Who's the guy who's the former Met that's been extreme?
Zach Wheeler?
No, not Zach Wheeler. The other former. I forget the guy.
Which team?
For the Phillies.
Sorry, I was busy looking at Matt Harvey on the Italian roster. I was not aware that he was an Italian baseball player.
I was not aware either. But you look at that Phillies team, you're still looking at outfield. You're still looking for some outfield help. You're still looking. Are you sure about Alec Boehm at third base? Oh, Taijuan Walker.
Taijuan Walker, yes.
Yes, Taijuan Walker. They're also trotting out Andrew Painter. They're saying that he could be someone new. Their center fielder, Justin Crawford, they said they're hoping he gets some time. So Rob Thompson, after getting that, I think 1 year extension, he's still trying to get the fans to buy in and saying that this isn't a completely running it back team. They've got some new injections, but the Phillies fans, they're looking for that big fish, and they haven't gotten that yet, and they're frustrated, and rightfully so. But yeah, this is going to be, the
way the offseason's been looking, and they're looking for that big fish in the little goldfish bowl.
Now Bellinger's gone because Bellinger re-signs
Yanks.
with. I think we all thought that was coming with the long.
It was between the Mets and Yankees for him.
This was the way this was playing out. He decides to go back to New York on a pretty new deal, but the Mets are reloading, and now you're back in.
They're sucking me in.
They're sucking you
so
right
much
back in.
that I last night thought about it on FanDuel.
Oh no,
the Nick Celia parlay. We do it every year. Broncos, Lakers, Mets. We came very close. $140, $140. I want to see how much I would have to put on them to win $1 million. $140
decent bit
to win over $980,000.
Yeah,
I put $150 and they said you can't do that. It's max limit. I said I'm confident though. I didn't do it. Let's get to a break real quick. You can process this while we're in a commercial break. Jesse Minter, the newest head coach of the Baltimore Ravens.
I expected that.
Yeah. So we can dive into that real quick when we get back. Another break here on 2822 Sports Night. We'll wrap things up in just a couple moments. Few minutes left here on the program. I said it just before the break. Jesse Minter on his way to the Ravens. You expected that. Again, defensive mind, AFC North. Those pieces kind of make sense. And that Chargers defense, I mean, we saw it against New England. I know they didn't come on the right end because the offense didn't do jack against the Patriots, but that defense kept them in it for as long as possible, and they caused a lot of problems against some of the league's best teams. I mean, the Broncos really struggled against them as well twice this season. Ultimately, the Broncos were able to win the more important game at the end of the year, but they still had some troubles against the defense. What?
It's Trey Lance.
Trey Lance and Chris Olodokon. So, I was hearing a lot of things that the Broncos finished their season with Chris Olodokon and Trey Lance, and now they got to go against Josh Allen. What happened in that game?
At 1:30, they won that game.
How did Allen do? He held the football in his hand or no?
No, he didn't. I think he had like 4 turnovers. Did he have 4? Did the team have 5? Because I thought
the team had 5. He had 4 because he had the 2 picks and the 2 interceptions. Cook, yes.
Yeah. Leveled.
What?
Got leveled. With a big
Those
guy.
Montana State boys don't play around.
Nope. Alex Singleton does not play around.
All right. I'm scared to ask you this. We got a few minutes left on the show.
We do.
What is our Super Bowl 60 matchup?
I'll start with the NFC. I'll keep you hanging.
Thanks, I appreciate that, Ricky.
NFC's. I think the NFC is going to be. Obviously, you have two really well coached, well orchestrated teams with Stafford, Puka, and then going up against Puka Devontae, and going up against Sam Darnold, JSN, Cooper Kupp, Kenneth Walker. I think Zach Charbonnet's done for the year with a knee injury. But the offensive line has been better. This game is going to be fun to watch because both of these games, I think, were one possession games. Seattle winning the more recent of the two at home. It's still going to be in Seattle this time as well. They won that. That was the 2-point conversion game where the ball got tipped around and someone fumbled forward, ran in the end zone for Seattle to get that 2-point conversion. And then it went to overtime. The Seattle scored. The Rams scored. The Rams ran for 2. Didn't get it.
Game.
Wild game. I think we were watching the end of that here. But Seattle looks different. And people want to say about all defensive-minded coaches, it's the thing of the past. Well, Mike Macdonald is a defensive-minded coach, and let me tell you, as long as you know how to hire an offensive coordinator and you're that good, I'm sure the Ravens would like him back. But earlier in the week, I was liking the Rams. I was liking Stafford. I'm just looking at this game, and Seattle's just been so dominant up front defensively. They were dominant against the 49ers, put up 40 on them, ran it down their throats. The big defense, the 3 defensive linemen. I think Seattle's going to win this in a close one. Something like 27-24, 24-21.
I could agree with you on that because I think the Rams have a much better game offensively than what they did against Chicago last week. I think they bounced back. But like you said, watching Seattle against San Francisco last week.
Got some dogs up front. Got some dogs everywhere in that.
And Kenneth Walker will finally get his red zone touches for once because Charbonnet won't get in the way.
Nope, he will not. Zach Charbonnet is not going to steal his red zone touches.
All right. Go to the other game. I don't know if I should even look this direction.
This game's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be one score. Drake May's been the finals, or not finals. He's runner-up MVP in that conversation. Didn't play well last week. I wasn't impressed with what he did personally. I think he's still loose with the ball. I think Denver does have an advantage up front in the trenches on the defensive side of the ball with those Allen, Bonito, Cooper, and then you have Dufunga at the back of that defense.
Guy's a monster.
Yes, level Dalton
He flies. Troy Polamalu 2.0, and you can agree with that.
Yeah, he's got a downhill, bad intentions mentality. I still think Troy
uses his shoulder.
Yes, uses that
head and shoulders too.
Head and shoulders. He's got that.
And like this, but also up here in the hair as well.
He's a playmaker, but obviously you look at Denver, the big glaring weakness. I know Sean Payton's not going to agree with that, but the QB, you're outmatched there. Drake May's obviously going better QB than Jarrett Stidham. And this offense at wide receiver, they're banged up. I know Pat Bryant left last week. They got some big hogs up front, and this is going to come down to. This is going to come down. Denver needs to be able to run the ball this week. Last week you had the luxury of Bo Nix, and what I think they're going to miss this week from Bo Nix. Bo Nix, I don't think gets enough credit for this. His job at extending plays, him getting out of the pocket. I don't think Jarrett Stidham has that mobility, and I think that could be an issue. But Cortland Sutton, I don't think he can go until the third or fourth quarter without having a catch. I don't think that's something. I think Cortland's going to need to step up. Who's number 2? Is it still Lynn Jordan Humphreys?
Mims. I think Marvin Mims probably. He had the unbelievable touchdown last week.
And this is a tough New England defense. I'm not sure if they've gotten the credit they've deserved. They're really good up front. Milton Williams, they're a whole different team when he plays. Chase Son on the edge. Gonzalez in the secondary. Looks like he's going to give it a go. Jalen Hawkins as well. This is... But I'm going to go with... Again, if this was in New England, I think it's a different story. But I'm going to go with Denver. I'm going to go with the Broncos. I don't think it's pretty.
Yes, Ricky.
I don't think it's anything to write home about. But I look at this game, I still don't love the Patriots' offensive line. I think Denver's got a good enough defensive line to get there. I know what they did last week. But New England didn't dominate that game like I think they should have last week. If you put any other QB on that Texans team, I guarantee the Texans come
Be
out.
careful. Orlovsky said that on Monday, and he apologized on air today.
Oh, he did?
He was like, I'm sorry, CJ Stroud, because he said the other day, he was like, 31 other quarterbacks would have won that game for Houston.
I still think if you have competent
But you're
QB
right,
play,
though.
you win that game.
You're right.
Because I don't think you can't turn it over 5 times.
No, I agree.
The Texans defense played well. They turned over Drake May multiple times. But you also have to think they won 28-16. They had a short field off of an interception, which they had to go like 20, 30 yards. And then they had a pick 6. So that's 14 points right there.
Yeah.
And I look at this Denver defense. Well, I don't think it's on Houston's level. It's still a really good defense. Riley Moss is still going to have to play. Riley Moss can't let it get beat by
He did a good
Kayshon
job.
Boutte
He did a
down
good job last weekend.
But I'm going to take Denver. It's going to be sloppy. Maybe it goes into OT, but I think Jarrett Stidham might be able to do enough. It might not be perfect, but I think he's got the protection up front, and I think they're going to be able to run the ball a little bit better. Give me Denver, I don't know.
12-2.
21-17,
Yeah.
21-20.
Yeah.
It's not pretty, but I think Denver does enough to get it done.
Thank you, Ricky.
I think it's still a 50-50 game.
And no, viewers are lucky. We have less than 2 minutes left in the show tonight, so they don't have to hear me ramble for a good half hour. I know Stidham was with the Patriots for a few years. That was the team that drafted him. He knows a lot of people over on that side. But he's also been learning under Sean Payton for 2 years, and there is very, very little film of what he can do in Sean Payton's system. And if you're the Patriots trying to prepare for that, you don't know what you're walking into on Sunday with him. You have an idea of how he plays. You probably have a great idea. He's not going to be the most mobile guy. He can use his legs, but he's going to rely probably heavy on the passing game. But there's a massive question mark as to what you're going to get from him.
Yes.
And I think the defense has carried the Broncos in previous years.
Gonna need to do it again.
And they're in a situation now where they can do it again. New England's 0-4 all time in the playoffs in Denver.
That's also, I forgot that's that.
Look how dominant Tom Brady was in his career. The one place he could never win was Denver, Colorado. So for all the people this week that have been coming up to me and telling me the Broncos have zero chance and the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl, I can't wait to hear from you on Monday. I can't wait to talk to you on Monday. I can't wait. And while I'm freezing my ass off outside on Sunday in blue and orange gear for all of our lovely viewers on this app and everywhere that they may be watching, just know I'm going to be following the game. I don't know how I'm going to do it. The managers are aware. I spoke with our boss. I told him, you are aware of what's at 3 o'clock on Sunday, and he knows.
He's aware.
I will be doing a heck of a job telling you there's 2 feet of snow behind me. You make sure you keep your ass inside next to the fire. Enjoy the football game while I'm shivering. But you know what? I will be in blue and orange.
You will.
You may not see much of it, but there will be blue and orange on me.
Right under the jacket.
Right under the WBRE jacket.
Yep.
When they win, that jacket's getting taken off. The Nike sweatsuit will be revealed. All right. Awesome. Ooh, next time we're on the air is Monday.
Yes,
We're going to know what our Super Bowl our matchup is.
Yes, it is.
Man, I can't wait.
Especially that time.
Big guy, always appreciate to talk with you all week.
Yep, it's always a pleasure.
Always fun. We'll see you next week here on the 2822 Now app for another football-filled. We're almost done with the year. It's crazy. But we'll see you on Monday. Again, 8 o'clock here on the 2822 Now app for a full week of 2822 Sports Night.